And I'm Sydney. And welcome to Whole Lotta Baka. In this episode, we begin our discussion on Naruto with episodes 1 through 20.
Spoiler alert, we do get pretty deep on this season, or on these first 20 episodes. So, if you haven't watched Naruto yet, join us again next week when we wrap up the promised episode.
Alright, now let the Bakaness begin.
Welcome back, Baka family, for another episode of Whole Lotta Baka.
Yay.
Sydney, drum roll please. The time has finally come. Naruto!
Obviously, she had to wear her Naruto getup, double Naruto today for her. I am not wearing Naruto. I don't have a Naruto shirt, unfortunately. I don't think I found a Naruto shirt that I actually really, really like.
Blasphemy. That's all I have to say.
My style is different from yours, you
kidding.
son of a bitch.
Damn, I'm just kidding. Okay, no. Yes, the time has finally come.
Yes.
And we're only talking about the first 20 episodes, as you can see.
Because we found out, I mean,
We
you
knew
already
this.
knew.
We knew this.
I found out. You already knew, but you forgot that they don't have seasons.
Yeah.
But Netflix classifies them as seasons. We literally talked for like 4 days straight about the fact that I was like, no, Naruto like is 5 seasons in the first one, and the tuning exam
Yeah, you
and the
swore
bridge
it
arc
were
was in the same season. Yes, because it is on Netflix.
On Netflix, yeah.
On Netflix. And then we
And you
Googled
know,
it
yeah,
and all
on
that
Netflix,
stuff.
but yeah, there's
Yeah.
no actual seasons, you know.
Yeah.
Like, unlike all the other shows that we've talked about so far on this podcast,
Mhm.
this is an old gen anime, so like
Mhm.
they were put out like once a
Constantly.
week. Yeah. So
For like 4 years.
yeah.
No
Just
breaks.
nonstop.
Why can't we have that now?
I know. It was
We're just not getting JJK released news
I know.
in a month.
And One Punch Man's finally coming back too.
But Naruto, you ain't had to worry about that.
And Hunter x Hunter.
You don't have to worry about it.
We're in good times right now, actually. I just realized. There's a lot of good animes coming
You
out.
are more than just the 3 that we mentioned, but you know.
Yeah. I'm excited. But no, yeah. But crazy enough, you would think, like, oh, only the first 20 episodes? We're barely going to be able to squeeze those 20 episodes into this
Yeah.
episode.
It's basically...
So much happens.
Yeah, it's basically like every time we think it's a good place to stop is when it will be. So basically this is the bridge arc.
Yeah.
Everybody who's watched Naruto knows where this
Yeah,
ends.
Bridge arc, the Zabuza arc.
Yeah, and then
The Land
after
of
that...
Ways arc, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, so they'll vary between episodes and whatnot. So it'll be like 1 through 20. Maybe the next episode is 15 episodes.
Like, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Bear with us is all we can say.
Yes.
I mean, there's like 230 episodes just in the first half of Naruto. We could be here for 2 years.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out how we're gonna space everything out so it's not just Naruto.
You know,
but...
this is why it took us so long to talk about the show to begin with. It's too deep.
Mm-hmm.
Too much. And like not even just Naruto, but like all the, you know, the big 3 shows like Bleach and all those. We'll get there eventually.
Yeah, we'll get to Bleach eventually.
It's
as
like,
well.
damn. So much.
So much.
Let's get into it. I'm
All right.
excited.
Yes.
So, Naruto, we meet him, and he's a brat. He's the worst.
He's a brat. He reminds me of Asta, but obviously I watched Naruto before I watched Black Clover. So really, Asta reminds me of Naruto.
Yeah, very brattiness, where you see them and you're just you feel like you're not gonna like this character from the jump.
And then not only that, but everybody in the village hates him.
Also doesn't like this character.
But they hate him because of the Nine-Tailed Fox.
Yeah, it's not the same. Yeah, exactly. Like,
but the people who are his age also hate him because of like, it's one of those things where like, if your mom doesn't like a certain food, she doesn't feed it to you because she doesn't like it.
Right.
So it's like, these kids who are Naruto's age actually don't know why the fuck they hate him so much.
Yeah.
But they do.
A lot of their parents are just like, don't talk to him.
Yeah.
And they're like,
yes,
okay.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, don't eat that food.
Mm-hmm.
Is what your mom says. Don't talk to that boy because of something I know that you don't need to know.
Yeah, so basically him being a brat is like escapism for him because he's a lonely orphan.
With expired food in his house.
Eating mushrooms that he finds outside in the woods.
Ugh. Disgusting.
Like, doesn't even know if
Disgusting.
they are poisonous or not. So yeah, this is our main character
Mm-hmm.
on the first episode. But like so much happens on the first episode. Because he goes from this, we see him in school, he's about to fail ninja school.
Of course.
Of course.
The only one. Can't
Right.
do any jutsu correctly.
No, except for the sexy one.
Except for the sexy one. He can't make nothing else, and I'm just like, Naruto, this makes sense for you. Honestly.
Yeah, I felt for him. I'm like,
Why?
He's trying.
I just don't understand how he, like, was in school for that long and didn't learn, like, didn't have a shortcut for anything.
I think the difference is, like, you know, all the other students, they have parents that are also ninjas.
Oh, that's true.
So they're practicing at home, and
true.
they're, like, you know, they're doing more training than just.
And all Naruto is doing is eating ramen.
Right,
and
training himself.
And training himself.
Almost only so much you could teach yourself.
Okay, but listen, Sakura has parents, and she's still a ninja like that. You know,
well, Sakura's parents aren't ninjas. We find out later. I guess spoiler. But it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.
I forgot about that.
Like, no one cares.
Right.
But yeah, like, I feel like that might have been, you know, one of his setbacks is that he's literally, like, teaching himself and has to rely on himself. But like you said, we find out that he has a nine tails, which is basically a creature made of chakra.
Nine-tailed fox, it kind of tells you what it is.
Yeah.
It's a fox with 9 tails.
But anyway, like, it attacked the village, and
a boy was born on the same day or something like that, and they, like, infused the chakra of the 9-tailed fox into him.
Their brilliant idea was
to put it inside
a baby.
What I don't understand is, why not put it in somebody else?
Why not put it
like
in
an adult.
anything else?
A tree.
If you could just put it in stuff, yeah.
A dolphin.
A rock.
A rock.
You put it in a baby
that has feelings and thoughts and eventually will get hated. At least let the people hate the tree.
Yeah, like,
no
one go near that rock.
Right. Like, you know, I feel like it should have been one of those things where if they put it in a person, like not a baby, a person, kill that person off. A person who's in jail that's already on death row. Perfect.
They could.
Then does it go away, or does it go off into the stardust and eventually come back down to somebody else? You know what I mean?
I mean, yes, that would happen.
Well, then a tree.
But yeah, put it in something that's gonna be like stationary, and we just
put a fence around it. Don't nobody touch it.
Exactly.
Don't nobody fuck with it.
Put it in a temple or something. Have people guard around it.
Yeah. Easy. But of course they put it in poor little Naruto.
But no, they put it in a baby, and now he's an orphan.
Yep.
And he doesn't even know this because everybody in the town is keeping the secret from him.
I think that, like, if they had decided to not hate him and be like, you know what, we can use the 9-tailed fox for our advantage with this boy. If we bring him up, like, it just doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense.
It really doesn't make sense. Like, why would you leave this boy stranded out in the woods?
Who has a creature in them?
Yeah, and you know, everyone knows it's in him.
And you know that he could come out at any point. Don't you want to nurture that?
Unsupervised, right? And you're treating him with hate. So now he's gonna grow up and do what? What do you think someone treated like that would grow up and do?
Villain origin story right there.
Right there.
I'm surprised this entire show is not that, honestly.
It would have been great.
They should have done that. It would have
been great if it was.
Yes.
But
like, no, it's just because I would think in my head, I'm like, okay, we got rid of the 9-tailed fox. How can I not kill this child and just keep tabs? Keep it in the temple. Keep it in the palace. Whatever. In a room. You could still train him and then, like, basically make him into a weapon so that at no point he's thinking really for himself or, like, thinking about the fact that the 9-tailed fox can be used for evil if you tell him. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. And I think that's what they should have
raise
done.
him as a monk like they did with the Avatar.
Everything would have been fine. He would have been peaceful. He would have been helpful. He would have been...
I mean, he is either way, so...
Yeah, but I'm talking about earlier on in his life.
Luckily, it worked out. Yeah. Because, the people who were in charge, I don't know what they were doing, but luckily it worked out.
Yep.
So, when he finally has his little becoming story, still in the first episode, what happens? He gets tricked into stealing a ninja scroll from the Hokage's office. Which is amazing that this child was able to so easily break into the Hokage's office and steal a scroll.
But wasn't it? It was if it's a not a prank. If it was a trick, then they would have made it easy for him to do.
That's
to
true.
Be able to do
I guess I forgot that the person also
was trying to basically get rid of Naruto.
Yeah.
So like you would obviously want to make it easy for him.
He was like collateral damage, basically.
Yeah. To get the scroll, so he's like, I'm gonna make it easy for him. I'm gonna eliminate all the threats that could make him easy or harder for him to get it for me, and then take it from him in the woods.
Yeah.
But luckily for Naruto,
tables done turned on him.
Yep. He learned what?
Multi-shadow clone jutsu.
Yep, multi-shadow clone jutsu.
His thing.
Which, no, I'm going to talk about. I was about to say, I don't know if that's my favorite jutsu. But we'll talk about that later. Because it's only the first jutsu we've talked about. Or even
Sure. Yeah, we could talk about it later.
Yeah.
But this is like his signature
Mm-hmm.
jutsu for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, also, they make a point of letting us know that, like, this is a sacred jutsu that's kept away. Like, only the top of the top ninjas can do this.
Which is
one
crazy.
One of the Hokages invented it, like, one of the past Hokages.
It's so crazy because, like, with the jutsus that we find out later, it's like, this one is so, like, top-ranked and crazy.
I mean, a lot of the top-ranking ninjas aren't able to do it. Like, Naruto can make, like, 100.
Right, but I just wonder, like, why the writer specifically was like, I want this jutsu, because all the other jutsus that I've seen are really cool, and I was like, I would think that these would be more top ranked than that, and so I was like, I wonder why he chose that to be.
Yeah,
like,
that's a good question.
Yeah, because I feel like that would be one of those easy, like, oh yeah, that should be like the first one you should know how to do.
I mean, technically it is, like, that's what they had to learn in the academy, and he couldn't do it, and then turned out he could do this.
Yeah,
make hundreds,
but he can't make the
like
Hokage.
The irony, I guess.
He can't make a full-fledged form of the Hokage.
I guess that's the irony, I guess, like he, you know, what he was actually capable of.
It shows ADHD. He can't focus on that one thing to transform himself into, but he can think of a million other fucking things to transform things into.
Of himself.
Yeah, of himself. To do his bidding in his job.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And so, during all that, him getting the scroll and whatnot, he's getting chased by Iruka Sensei, his teacher at the ninja school. And
I wasn't fond of Iruka Sensei.
I wasn't at first either, but he grows on me. He definitely grows on me. And he becomes the first person in the village to actually see Naruto as a human being and not as the holder of a terrible monster that killed everyone's family.
And this is where Naruto, like, talks about his dream to be Hokage, right? The first time we ever see it. And he's like, I'm gonna be Hokage.
Believe it.
Seems like a pipe dream, huh?
Yes.
It does.
I mean, but this is the kind of show where once you start watching in the beginning, you know how it's going to end.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You know
exactly.
I mean?
It's set up from the very first episode that, like, okay.
You know how it's going to end, but you get to enjoy the journey of, like, how he's going to get there, basically. But, yeah, it's basically established in this episode. And
how did you feel about Naruto?
Like I said, at first I was super annoyed by him. And also,
but, like, by this point, where he's like, I'm going to be Hokage, like, what is your impression?
He grew on me by this point.
Really?
Yeah. Because, you know, once you get his whole backstory, it's sad. And I feel a bit like, I'm one of those people where I watch something and, like, you can get me really quick with a sob story when I watch something, so.
I was sad about his sob story, but I still was like, how, you got a long way to go. How in absolute hell? So that's why I was still, like, iffy, like, how quickly are you going to do this? Obviously not quick enough.
Clearly
because we know.
As we see now, not quick enough.
Yeah, not quick enough, but.
Which I love that, honestly.
Yeah, and animes have a lot of fillers, so most of that could have been fillers. We could have honestly got all of it in probably 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Take out a whole bunch of fillers, but
no, honestly,
the fillers are the good thing as well.
Yeah.
For this show. Other shows, fillers are always
they're
that
entertaining.
Good. Yeah.
Just random side stories, but anyway, in this story, we haven't gotten any fillers yet. The story is actually pretty important to like Naruto's development. Obviously, it's the first arc. So after Naruto finally becomes a ninja, which Iruka Sensei makes him a ninja during that whole scene in the woods with the scroll. But after he becomes a ninja, he gets put on a 3-man squad, which is basically like 3 Genin and a Jonin.
Yeah,
like that run around together.
We meet Sasuke, Sakura, and your favorite. Kakashi! Gojo's cousin! Twin!
Right.
Dad!
Yeah, I know.
Because they're like years apart. I mean, they're years apart in the making, so technically dad.
True. That is true. It's like a 20-year difference.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
We meet...
and we meet some other characters also. We meet Hinata.
Konohamaru, which is a little boy. Kiba.
Ino.
Shino. Yeah. Shino's the one... Bug boy?
Bugs.
Bug boy, yeah. Okay.
Shikamaru.
Choji! We can't forget about Shoji and Shikamaru, honestly. Like, I literally completely forgot about that bitch. Like, when I was rewatching
I like Ino more than Sakura, though.
No, definitely. I like Ino better than Sakura. But, like, when I think about Naruto, I always think of Shikamaru and Shoji on that team. I'm like, there was a girl. I don't know who that girl was, but there was a girl. I feel like there was.
I'm forgetting somebody.
And then when it comes to also like Kiba and Shino, I was like, there's somebody else on their team. Who was it?
Hinata.
Oh, see, I forget about Hinata being on that team. I don't forget about Hinata, but I forget about her being on their team.
Yeah. Yeah, so those are all like the teams that are the same age group as Naruto and Sasuke.
Only person I liked out of Shino, Kiba, and Hinata is Kiba, honestly.
Really?
I just didn't like Hinata's personality because she's like she's too submissive.
Yeah,
and I'm not. Yeah.
I wasn't, too thrilled by any of the other characters by this point. I liked Shikamaru.
Yeah.
But
of course.
Yeah, that's a given.
Yeah.
But not so much. I mean, because you don't get much at this point anyway. Like all of them are just kind of ragging on Naruto. That's all you get, except for Hinata, who's blushing in the background.
Yeah. I was like, girl.
You're just like, what the fuck is her problem?
Right, I was like, girl, please. Please.
It's so funny to me, but yeah, they finally got on their first mission. Because Naruto fucking bitches about all these menial tasks that they've been having to do as ninjas, and I totally don't blame him. Because why are ninjas babysitting?
and picking weeds.
Weeds.
Well, I guess, like, if the Leaf Village is, like, the biggest village out of all of them, with the most ninjas. So it's like, if you have half of those ninjas going on missions, you don't want to put too many ninjas on all those tasks. Does that make sense? Like,
it does make sense.
Yeah, like if you're on a D rank mission, you're not gonna have 8 ninjas for that.
No. But
so,
I just don't see how babysitting is a mission. That's all. Imagine you like. Imagine
I don't think they consider them missions. I don't think they're actually missions.
They live in a whole village, and there are other people in this village that are not ninjas. What are these people doing? They don't have occupations. They don't have nannies, teachers, babysitters, weed pickers, gardeners. The ninjas got to do it. What are these people doing? That's what I'm wondering.
Maybe there's like a specific grounds, like the lawnmower people or whatever, they do like houses in certain areas, whereas the ninjas, like, I'm trying to like give them the benefit of the doubt, low key. I don't know why, but like
I'm like, right, you're super playing the devil's advocate.
A part of me is like, no, I think it's stupid, but a part of me is still trying to be reasonable. Like, okay, if there's a forest, a national rainforest, you're not about to have any old, lawnmower man that's like, yeah, I can cut this for you.
I mean that
you're gonna have specific.
I understand. But think of it this way: you're a mother.
The ninjas know how to take care of the grounds.
Naruto. Okay,
the ninjas know how to take. No, not Naruto specifically. Not Naruto specifically.
I get you with the weeds.
Okay,
but think about the babysitting. As a mother, you're calling a ninja with the tools and the bombs and the smoke bombs and the shurikens in their pockets.
They're trying to make ninjas look good still. They're like, we want
publicity.
Publicity. We want the ninjas to look good and not just scary people with shurikens that can slice your throat in half
running through the village.
Yeah. They're like, what was that noise? And all they hear is
jumping over roofs.
They're trying to make them look not that scary to like the children and whatnot.
That's a good point.
That's why they're like, can you babysit my baby? My baby.
That's like the only reason I can possibly give
it's
them.
It's like an ad.
Other than that,
it's sponsorship.
Get the fucking 16-year-old down the street to watch your kid.
It's not charity work, but donations. They need money. How they gonna get new shurikens when it's in somebody's neck?
They get paid for these missions.
And now they have more donations and publicity. Yeah,
more missions.
Come on now.
Anyway, so he complains about this, as anyone would. As anyone would. And okay, I guess we didn't really explain the ranks, but
yeah, I just jumped into D rank and whatnot.
They're new ninjas, obviously they're gonna get the lowest ranks.
Yeah.
So there's
D and C.
Yeah,
are the
A
lowest.
D, and A is highest level and D is lowest level.
With A and B, you wouldn't have Naruto doing that. It would be like Kakashi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a Chunin or a Jonin. Definitely for A, it would be a Jonin.
Yeah.
Like Kakashi. But
B, you'd have to be a really good ass
Chunin
to do that. But they got what, D? Was it D or C?
They got a C. Well, it was the one that they originally got was D, and they complained and got a C, which was to take the bridge builder. So my only thing was, the bridge builder came all the way to the Leaf Village to ask for help to get back home.
Now that I can't justify. I can justify the weed picking and the babysitting. I can't justify how he got there without being killed.
These are questions I didn't ask when I was watching for enjoyment. It was only when I was watching, like, to nitpick it for the show.
I didn't even notice. While watching it, it didn't dawn on me until she said something to me about it.
Like, and he stumbles in all drunk and whatnot, talking about he need help getting home. Why are you here?
How'd you get drunk?
What are you doing?
How are you not dead already?
Go work on your bridge. How'd you get to our village?
Maybe he came, I don't know. Maybe he came from another village with other materials, and then those ninjas were like, we're only bringing you to this village. And so then you have to now hire more ninjas to come to bring you to that village, maybe. I guess.
There was no explanation, so we don't know.
Yeah. We can only assume that he either stumbled by himself and was lucky, or other ninjas brought him from another village.
So, they get that, which is also technically still babysitting. Walk this dude home.
It is, but like if he's an important factor. Yeah. He's the only bridge builder in the entire village, is he not?
I don't remember.
Or he's like the orchestrator, or like, the blueprint man.
I mean, but it's not their village. Why should they care?
Because is it not to build bonds between the village? Is that not what the purpose of it was? I was gonna say, come on, Nia. This is your show.
I just had to ask. Why
I was going to say, the point of building the bridge is so that they can, like, because they don't get any resources or some shit.
Yeah.
And so they need the resources, but then, like, there's a company
I get why they need it. I get why they need the bridge.
Yeah.
Like, why that country needs it.
Well, and then it's still, even though, like, that country needs it and this country doesn't,
it does build relations.
It builds relationships, and it's all sponsorship, bro. It's all publicity. The Leaf Village helped this poor little village. Love us. Like,
they remind me of America, honestly, low key.
No, for real.
They're all their bullshit. The Leaf Village is full of bullshit.
Yes, bullshitters.
Love it though.
America or the Leaf Village?
The Leaf Village. Anyway,
the side eye. Like, bitch, you already know.
Don't make me elaborate. But anyway,
no need.
So Naruto, they go out on their mission. Literally, as soon as they leave the village, they're already attacked by a mysterious and ominous puddle
that looks like a mirror. Still is ice.
But that shit looked sketch when they showed it. Like, at first I was like, okay, that animation sucked.
Mm-hmm. And even Kakashi made a point to, like, say something about it. Be like, oh, that puddle's kind of weird. Like, normal animes, I feel like, would have just shown the puddle and would have been, like, they wouldn't have said anything. You were just supposed to just know
yourself
that was a badass puddle.
He's like, wink, wink, weird puddle.
Like, breaking the fourth wall. Because I think it shows, like, the puddle and their feet walking by it.
Does.
And then I just imagine Kakashi being like, you see this?
Remember this for later.
This puddle looking real sus, y'all. Like, I'm just like, way to, like, help the people who wouldn't have gotten that. I was like, who wouldn't have gotten that?
I guess at this point it's still a new show. They feel like they need.
I guess like children are watching it. This is a shonen jump, so it's for like what? 13-year-olds and like 10-year-olds and stuff like that. So like maybe they wouldn't have caught that. Or
That's
maybe
a good point.
Yeah, that is a good point.
I've been forgetting that kids watch this show.
I didn't even before I even started watching any animes. I had no idea there were genres, even though there's genres in American movies and shows and whatnot. But anyway, remember this for later.
And it's 2 seconds later because the fucking ninjas jump out of the puddle and kill Kakashi.
Like I got the memory of a fish. I'm gonna remember that. You didn't need to tell you need to do it 2 seconds after.
They kill me with the deep explanation. It's like this show does like mansplaining like to a T. That's what it feels like. But anyway, so Kakashi gets cut in half, and at that moment you're like, so this is the type of show I'm watching.
There is no way they were gonna have. What is this, like the 5th episode?
That's the thing. You're just like confused. Like for me, I didn't immediately think he was dead, but I was confused because I'm like, what is this, episode 5? What episode is this?
Him being chopped in half was a little gimmicky, so that's why I was like,
the way they did it, like the way they animated it too.
I for sure as hell was like. My first reaction, because I was like, I was not expecting
it.
I was expecting like a bonk on the head, like a little noise bonk.
Right.
Like he knocks
because,
out.
Like, the show starts off so silly And honestly, from this point forward, like, it shows you very much that it's not that.
They made you like Kakashi from that puddle incident, and then made you scared that he was dead because of it. Because he noticed the puddle, he's dead now.
Naruto basically shits himself, which is a surprise because he's been talking the most shit this whole time. I mean, he just declared he was going to be Hokage, so.
And now he's shitting his pants.
Right.
Crying and whatnot in the corner.
And lets Sasuke take over.
Mm-hmm.
And Sasuke, this isn't even Naruto's first fight, because he just did this last week with Iruka Sensei when the guy stole the scroll, and he's over here.
And I was going to say, and that's like, I mean, I guess they were on the same level because he's a Jonin and this ninja is higher than Naruto anyway. So like you're fighting literally the same level. What is wrong with you?
And he was fine then. Right now he freezes, and Sasuke takes over. This is Sasuke's first fight, and he acts like he knows exactly what to do. Like. He don't even flinch.
Right.
Like, he ate that scene up.
He's a badass.
Right. He ate that scene up. Instantly, you're like, okay, well. Like, I love Sasuke.
It makes you believe, like, or it makes you think, like, dang, this whole show is about him overcoming him, or, like, him becoming Hokage. Is it finna happen, like, as quickly as we think it is?
Right. Like, how is it gonna happen?
Like, because of the fact that he's already starting like this. And even before this, when he's obnoxious, you're like, oh, he's obnoxious, but like he looks like he's got like some determination.
Yeah.
And in this moment, you're like, where'd that go?
You're like, what the fuck?
Where'd that go?
It was so uncharacteristic of everything that you've seen so far, which is why I kind of like this moment. I feel like they did it on purpose.
Well, for sure.
You know, because of like, you know, what's to come. Like, you don't want him bitching out later on because he makes a pain vow. He's like, you know what? Never again is this gonna happen. Homeboy meant it. That's the crazy thing. Like, he stabs his hand and does this whole dramatic scene. Oh, in doing that Kakashi finds out that Naruto can heal himself because of the Nine Tails. But
which I think is weird that y'all fought this nine-tailed fox and y'all don't know nothing about it. Like,
but they fought the fox as the fox itself, which was basically just a ball of chocolate. Whereas now it's inside Naruto. It's like it's like a science experiment. Like, they're seeing for the first time. Or Kakashi seeing for the first time, like, what is possible.
And this is why this shit does not make fucking sense.
What doesn't?
The fact that you would let this boy still run around and not, experiment on him. Figure out what the nine-tailed fox can handle. They would have known that shit if they had kept him.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. It's
all coming back to...
Everything that's about to happen literally comes back to, why the fuck weren't y'all supervising him? Everything that you say or I say is going to come back to why didn't they supervise
This
him?
is going to happen throughout this entire show. The entire show, we're going to be like, wow, why the fuck was this allowed?
Right. Naruto could have done this whole bridge arc by himself if y'all had kept him.
If y'all would have trained him, like all these
he could have turned into the nine-tailed fox and carried that man over on one tail. Not even carried him. Stretched his little fucking tail over.
Tail, yeah.
His tail could have been the bridge.
What, he got to stay there for the rest of his life?
No, they're like, nine-tail!
Just while they build it.
He can hear it.
He's like, the scale.
He can hear it. He can hear it. He's a fox. Nine-tail, come here. Oh, you need my tail?
That would have been cute, actually.
It would have been hella cute. Hella cute.
No, they dropped the ball. They really dropped the ball.
They did.
But, anyway. They find out, because of these ninjas, that this ain't no fucking secret.
No, because, like, why would ninjas be coming after you if you're just building a bridge? That's all you're doing.
So Kakashi's like, hold the fuck up. Who are you?
Right, who are you that you are so important?
You got some explaining to do. I got these kids. You ain't even fucking telling me this is their first mission out the fucking village.
And he didn't even think about, like, he knew that this mission was higher than it was. Mm-hmm. And when he saw who was pulling up to do the mission, he wasn't like, oh, you're not bringing, like, older people. Like, he was just like, yeah, bring them. It's fine. It's cool. It's just a C rank.
No, yeah. So.
Dumb.
What was it, like B, almost B, A, B rank? I think by the time Zabuza shows up, it's like an A rank mission.
Yeah. Was it? I don't know for sure, but it was in between B and A, obviously.
Because Zabuza is a rogue ninja. You know?
Mm.
And I think that kind of makes it more intense.
But, like, it was, I do understand why he did that, though, like, why he didn't make it a B or A rank. It's because they didn't have fucking money. Like, he's a bridge builder for a village.
A poor town.
A poor town.
They didn't have resources.
didn't have resources. So what makes you think that they have the money to be an A ranked ninjas for this?
Yeah.
So I did understand that, but at the same time, it's like, you got this far without us. You could have gotten even farther without us.
No, because them fucking ninjas was waiting right outside the Leaf Village. As soon as they walked out the gate, they was in a puddle.
I don't know.
Like, clearly they were needed, because as soon as they walked out the gate. Then before they even make it to the village, Zabuza shows up. Before they even make it to the village.
I don't know.
They was not playing.
We already questioned how he fucking got there. So it's like...
Yeah, true.
How did they even know that they were there, though? How did Zabuza know that they were coming out from that area, the entrance?
Because the other guys were there. They didn't kill them. I think they went back and reported.
Fucking fast?
That's my point.
That fast?
But you know, they're ninjas, so they move quick. They're like,
yeah, but I didn't think they moved that damn quick. I just thought it was the animations that made it seem that
before they even got to the village, they already attacked again. So clearly this bridge builder, clearly they want him dead.
Oh, for sure.
They're not playing.
But why did they want him dead, though? I can't remember why they wanted, like...
So that he couldn't build the bridge?
But why not to build the bridge?
Because that billionaire guy owns...
I remember the billionaire guy,
who owns the shipping, wants to take over... Or it's like helping his business by them not having a bridge, basically. So them getting a bridge is, like, less profitable for him. So he's trying to
Because they need the ships.
The ships, exactly. Selfish.
You could capitalize on that and go to other villages and be like,
you could put a toll on the bridge. Make some money.
You could.
You could have funded it, put a toll on it to pay it off. And to make money.
Listen. Marketing 2022, Nia and Sydney.
A real businessman knows
how to
come up with things on the spot.
Yep.
With what issues arise.
Idiot. Should have came to us. We wasn't going to help you anyway.
Right. So anyways, Zabuza pulls up. And he's a Jonin from the Hidden Mist. We find out his whole psychotic backstory of him slaughtering his classmates to become a ninja and stuff. I think we find this out because they're talking about like teamwork and stuff.
Another thing from Black Clover.
What?
Slaughtering your classmates? They did that in Black Clover.
You're right. But in this moment, I just realized that we totally skipped over the bell test that they did when they came on season 7. Because I only brought this up because they're talking about teamwork and stuff when they're about to fight, and I'm like, oh shit, teamwork. We didn't talk about the bells test, which is super important.
It is very important.
Let's hop back to it real quick.
Take mental note of where we stopped.
Reverse.
reverse. So the bell test.
Yeah.
It's like what? 2 bells.
2
bells, 3 of them, 3 little knuckleheads, and they gotta
get one to pass.
They gotta get one to pass, and they gotta get one to eat lunch.
Yeah,
I thought that was child cruelty right there.
They're fucking ninjas. Why are 13-year-olds ninjas?
That is true, but it's like they chose to be ninjas. They didn't choose to not eat lunch today.
That's true.
Like that's a basic necessity, just like water.
Yeah.
Come on now. So I was like, he could have been like, oh, if you can't get this bell, you can't be a ninja. You can't go on a mission with us.
But that was it too.
But to eat too, like you had to at least be like, you can't get this fish cake, but you get to eat. You want
no dumplings for you.
Yeah, no dumplings for you. But like they had to take the whole damn meal from him.
Savage. And apparently no one has ever passed. Like Aruka Sensei's freaking out because he's asking the Hokage, why would you even put Naruto on this team?
This is why I didn't like, that's why I didn't like Aruka Sensei, because I'm just like, you are downplaying the fuck out of these kids, bro. Like, if you didn't think that they were worthy enough to be ninja, you would not have
made them ninja.
You wouldn't have made them ninjas. You would have never passed them. So that's the one thing that I did not like about Aruka Sensei.
I could see that. Yeah, he definitely was like, he can't even do this. Like, you put Naruto on this team. Like,
but it's like what he would have struggled. Naruto would have struggled on any other team because of the fact that he can't do the shit that everybody else can. So that's on you.
Right.
At that point, you need to be fired.
And honestly, it makes sense. Like when you think of the Hokage,
you're not teaching him what he needs to do.
Right.
You need to go.
But when you think of the Hokage strategy, because Sasuke is like the top student, was the top student of the class, and Naruto was the worst. And like that's like a regular strategy to like put those type of students together.
Right.
So, they can help or whatever. So that totally made sense that he would put them on that team. And
because
then
Naruto can help Sasuke like dull down his toughness, and then vice versa. Sasuke can help him with his ninja abilities.
Yeah.
So it's like they didn't do anything dumb by putting Naruto on Kakashi Sensei's team
and
at all.
Let's not forget he has the 9 tails. So
it's a powerhouse. Team 7 is a powerhouse.
You're not gonna put him on the fucking bug team
with the dog. Like, come on. Like, that's so, like, annoying that they did that. I was just like, are you kidding me?
And Kakashi is the top ninja of the village, so
So
obviously...
you gave Naruto the best teacher, the best student with him. What are you doing?
These are nothing but great odds for him.
Nothing but great. And you're upset. Naruto can't do it. You put him as a ninja. You wanted him here. He could have been held back. He almost was. But because of him being able to do one jutsu, you're like, oh my god! And now you regret it? You're reneging? Like, are you kidding me? That's why I didn't like Haruka Sensei.
Justified.
I don't know how he grew on you because he still annoyed me.
He did grow on me, like, because he grows on me because of his and Naruto's relationship. Like I said, I'm sentimental. Anyway.
I mean, yes, but still, nah. I like Naruto's relationship with other people before.
I mean, true still. But, like I said, whatever. We'll get there. So, yeah, we're still talking about the bell set. So, basically, it's to get teamwork. Like, they don't know this at the time. Like, they think it's an individual test that each one has to get the bell and one of them's going to fail. But... Which is never the case. It's literally never the case. It's always a team building. The first exercise is always team building. In any show. Before them figured this out?
In any show. Not even just anime. In any show. It's always...
No other kids figure this out. Like, they're the first team to figure it out.
Right.
But
they're also pretty... Like, Sasuke is pretty smart to think that... I would think that he would know that it was supposed to be that. But, I mean, he also doesn't like teamwork, so I guess...
So, I mean, Naruto gets captured because he's Naruto. And he gets tied up. And, like you said, denied lunch. And what happens is Sasuke and Sakura decide to give him their lunch. And so Kakashi, who's creeping from behind in the bushes, decides to pass them for this. Right?
Yeah.
Always. But he passes them because, like, this is a sign of teamwork that, they should work together.
Even
Your
though,
team is
like...
starving.
Even though... Was it just the meal part supposed to be the teamwork, or is the whole bell test supposed to be the teamwork?
I don't know, because they didn't get a bell and he still passed them.
So, but I'm wondering, like, if they had gotten a bell with their teamwork, regardless if they shared food or not with them, would
I think maybe
passed?
whatever they did, if they did it
with
using teamwork, they would have passed, I think.
It would have been gold stars if they had gotten a bell with teamwork and then shared food with Naruto, even though he didn't get a bell.
Oh, yeah.
Extra stars.
So anyway, that's
but they're all selfish pricks.
So fast forward to Zabuza.
Back again to Zabuza.
When they're like, oh, we have to use teamwork, blah, 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 blah. And even Kakashi at this point is like pissing. He's like pissing his pants at... I saw that you did that. That was funny. Kakashi... He's even shitting his pants at the fact that Zabuza showed up. He's like, run away, blah, 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 blah. And they're all like, didn't we just do this whole teamwork thing? Like,
they're like, there's no reason
didn't you
for
just
you
say
to...
I was going to be scum?
Because wasn't Kakashi going to die at that moment?
Yes.
And he was
if
like...
they would have left him.
Oh, like, that was...
He was in the water prison thing.
That was his goal, was like, I'm just going to die and, like,
you
stall.
Guys get away.
Yeah, stall and y'all get away. Because, like, this ain't nothing to play with.
Right.
This isn't, nah.
And then this time around...
This ain't playing with puppies. We play with wolves now.
Right. This time around, Naruto done made his vow, so he's ready. He got a plan.
I will never be a pussy again.
He's not playing. Where Sasuke is so scared, he's about to kill himself.
Like, they switch. Their energy switched.
So quick.
So quick. He's like, I can't move. Why can't I move?
He's like, I would rather die than feel this.
Literally, yes.
Kakashi had to stop him. I was like, whoa.
This is serious. Like, you went from, I'm going to help the team to, I'm going to commit suicide?
So that this person can't kill me?
So this person, instead of just running away, I'm going to leave my teammates to defend themselves while I commit... Whatever that is. I forgot the name of it, but...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't understand, like, you know,
It doesn't make sense.
I get why Naruto was able to, like, snap into it because, you know, the experience that he just had. But the fact that Sasuke regressed like that is like, why? There's no real explanation as to why.
Notice how we have not mentioned a specific person.
Is there someone else to mention?
Are you being serious? Okay. That was good. That was good acting. Because I thought you were being serious.
But notice.
Yeah.
Just in the background.
I mean,
doing nothing.
When she does something relevant, she'll be mentioned.
I just want to make
note.
I just want to make note.
I will say that
at this point, it was literally a show about the two of them.
Yeah,
not even the
like that was made clear. Like, okay, we see who the main characters of this show
for sure
is in this part.
They just threw in a girl because they wanted it to be odd because teams are always supposed to be odd number.
Right. But I will say, like, when they were fighting the other two ninjas, when Naruto froze and was pissing his pants, she at least was ready to do something. Like, she didn't do anything, but she at least stood on her guard. Where Naruto couldn't even do that.
She just bark, no bite, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She just looks intimidating just to get away with
Didn't
things.
do anything.
Didn't do anything. Nope. The mask, the mystery mask person.
Yeah, after Naruto's plan works, of them freeing Kakashi.
Oh, is this when they use the shadow?
Demon blade thing? Yeah. And then he substitution jutsus into it. And
yeah.
Then,
I think that was really cool.
That was
the fact that Sasuke was able to snap back into it after that, like, and he actually trusted Naruto is really crazy because the fact that, like, they only did one exercise that was teamwork based, and all of a sudden, like, now they have really good, like, intuition with each other and telepathy and whatnot, and it's like that was easy.
Suddenly great teamwork, and like, you know, I think it was Naruto getting his headband back that kind of snapped everybody, like, out of their fear also. Because, like, at first it looked like, you know, he just got the shit beat out of him. But, like, then you saw he actually had a purpose of what he was doing and that he actually succeeded. You're like, oh, well, shit. Okay, I guess we could do this. Yeah,
I didn't need to be worried about you.
I guess we could do this. You know what I mean? Like, you know, a little bit of confidence. But, you know, after him and Kakashi fight and, you know, we see how the Sharingan works. And, you know, find out that he can copy people's moves and all that. Sabuzo was so funny during this because, like, he seems like he's a person who's so, like, in his head. Like, he feels like he's so smart.
Yeah, I mean, he slaughtered his entire classroom. Like, what do you expect?
Yeah, right? Valid point. So when, like, Kakashi was outsmarting him, it was so funny watching how surprised he was. He'd be like, what? He already knows the moves that I'm gonna do. You know, like, it was so funny, like, his whole internal dialogue he was having with himself.
It's like, how do you say that you know about the Sharingan, but then you're surprised at the most basic move the Sharingan has.
Right, like, this is the part of the Sharingan that's in textbooks. Everybody knows.
I was gonna say, this is the first thing that you learn about Sharingan. You go up to any person with a Naruto shirt and you say Sharingan, the first thing they're thinking of is the moves. Is the fact that you can read people's moves and know what they're doing next. So the fact that, like, you are so full of yourself and you don't even know the first rule of having a Sharingan.
I know. Yeah, then the mask guy comes and takes him. It kills him, like...
Kills him with the little needles, little acupuncture needles, or whatever. And they were like... Then we, like, learned about, what, extinguishers? Extinguishers. And how they,
it's
like...
a longer name, but, like, whatever.
Yeah. They, like...
Enough.
Yeah, they basically... What? They disintegrate their body, basically?
Yeah, get rid of, like, the evidence, basically.
Which is really crazy, because it's like, how can you get rid... Like, right then and there, how could you get rid of the evidence so quick? Like,
I think Kakashi said something about, like, bringing the head back just to, like, prove that they're dead and then, like, getting rid of the body.
But, like, how do you get rid of the body?
They got jutsus. They can, like, do whatever.
And it just disintegrates. It just goes away.
Yeah. Once again, another moment where you're like, okay, this shit is, like, darker than I thought.
Yeah.
Talking about there's secrets in a ninja's body, so you gotta get rid of it.
Huh? Secrets in a ninja's body? Do the children know about this? Do they know about these secrets that are going to be implanted in their bodies? Or, like, what? Or is it just, is it painless?
I doubt it.
Is it painful?
I think it's just, like, I mean, I don't know, but it made it seem like, you know.
It's just chakra energies.
Yeah.
It's not actually like
or like having jutsus
bomb.
that's specific to your village.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
the Sharingan, it's specific to this village.
yeah.
So like I guess you wouldn't want its secrets getting out.
Yeah, you'd be able to like take a part of the body and take the chakra out of that
Mm-hmm.
part of the body and then use it for yourself or whatever. So that that does make sense.
It does make sense, but it's
It
just
does
like
It's just
damn.
getting rid of the body that's like hard. Like you ain't got no acid or nothing, no chemicals.
It's like Breaking Bad.
This isn't the real world. Psychopath edition, serial killer edition, Dexter. But turns out they're like in cahoots.
the mask guy in Zabuza, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And he brings it. He's like, "Oh, you're not actually dead yet." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, no."
Wasn't that the intention?
Right, for him not to be dead? Like, you actually want him to be dead? But okay. I was like, I thought that's like your father, basically. Their whole relationship,
I hate it.
and
And it gets worse and worse the more you learn.
yes, and like the farther you go into like the season, the episode, the 1 through 20 episodes, you are like, is this okay? It's not okay.
I don't think it's okay. That's what you keep thinking. I'm not sure if this is okay. Like at first it's like, oh.
He's like his trick pony.
And then it's like, oh.
You're gonna do my bidding. Like, it's just really weird. It
Very
doesn't.
weird.
It's not like it doesn't give off.
Very groomer vibes.
It doesn't give off Annie with her dad from AOT where he trained her. It doesn't give off that vibe. Like, he strictly seemed like I'm your dad to train you type thing, as opposed to this is grooming.
Yeah, this show was just weird.
Yeah.
Very uncomfortable. But we also see them go to the bridge builder's house and we meet the bridge builder's family. Both Zabuza and Kakashi are out for like a few days because of whatever the mask guy did to Zabuza. He's out because of that.
Yeah.
And then Kakashi's out from using too much chakra and, fighting.
Which is crazy that he used so much chakra and he's supposed to be such a top Jonin. I'm like, I thought you would have a little bit more, I guess.
Yeah. But also, I think at this point, we don't really know anything about chakra.
Yeah. No.
So we don't really know what it means to have a lot,
have
a little,
or to use it, how to use it.
Yeah.
Because he could have said he used all his chakra, but really, no, he didn't. He used enough that would keep him from not dying.
Right.
And he didn't, and using up all your chakra will kill you. So, like, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we don't know shit about
at this
chakra
point,
at
it's
that
just like,
point.
okay, use all the chakra. I guess that happens.
Yeah.
I guess that's what happens when you
I use all my energy. I go to bed.
He needs to
I
rest.
take a nap.
I guess that was a big fight.
I eat a meal. I rest. Something.
Yeah, so while they do that, Naruto and Sasuke train
Mm.
their
Go-
chakra.
And they're like
Yeah.
running up trees, which I always thought that was such a cool thing. Like, even before watching Naruto, being a kid, I'd be like, that'd be fucking dope if I could walk up a wall right now. Like,
And then standing upside down.
yes, and then
on
to
the
actually
branch.
see them doing it when I watched Naruto years later, I was like, oh man.
I know, yeah, that was dope.
Yeah, that was really cool. I liked that.
But we also get a random sob story from an angsty child.
Inari?
Yes. See, to me, Naruto does this a lot.
Mm.
Where you already have so much of a story going on. Like, we're already on our mission.
And you
Which
throw
is-
in 4 other
Which is
stories.
to guard the bridge builder. We've already been attacked twice during this mission. There's already a lot going on.
Mhm.
Who's attacking him? Different people attacking him.
The fact that the people attacking them were supposed to be attacking each other, but they were
Right.
together.
The fact that
They're
Team
a
7 are on a mission that's too advanced for them. Like, there's already a lot going on. And now we need drama.
We need to throw in angsty child.
They said we need more drama in this bitch. Because it gets so dramatic from here. Like, the music changes.
An Inari's story could have been cut out.
That's my point. Like, this is like a little filler part of the arc.
Yes,
It's
this
so
is the
unneeded.
one filler that, like, it goes with what's going on, but at the same time, there are clips of this area of Inari's life that I'm like, I could have done
Unneeded.
without. Yeah.
Like the whole dad.
The
but
dad
isn't
thing.
His dad, but is
Yes.
his stepdad.
Yeah. He saved the village from a flood by swimming in rushing water, which impossible.
Saved Inari from these bullies who were just gonna drown him.
And a dog, him and a dog.
Who drowns a puppy? What are y'all doing?
Like, I just don't understand the mindset of what makes you think as the writer to to make it a 6-year-old that drowns a dog. Like, you could have had the bully be older, and that honestly would have made more sense to me.
That would have been even worse.
And no, it would have been bad, but it still would have made sense because it's like 6-year-olds don't think about killing things.
Yeah.
But I definitely see like a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old being like, I'm bigger than him, I'm better than him, I'm like try to kill him and his dog.
That's true.
You know, type of thing. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
what is going through your mind? Do we really need him to have to kill the dog? Like, that's going a little extreme.
No, it was super extreme.
He could have just pushed him on the playground. Does he have to kill the dog and him?
And then the boy? I'm like, damn, you hate him that much?
And then the dog learns how to swim, and then, like, Inari realizes that, you know, he's on his own for the rest of his life just because the dog learned how to swim. I'm like, that's, like...
So dramatic.
It's so dramatic. It's honestly a natural instinct, though, to eventually learn how to swim.
And a lot of kids drown.
No, yes, a lot of... But I'm talking about dogs, like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a natural instinct, but like also for humans, that is somewhat of a natural instinct if you can get it quick enough. Type of
If you
thing.
don't panic.
Yeah, if you don't panic, which he did.
Totally panic.
Yeah.
So.
And this is where his
then
dad
he meets a
comes in.
stranger who adopts him.
And then the next scene he's like, Dad! I'm like, it's only been like maybe a month.
Like, what?
I assume that it's only been a month or a few months between him almost dying and him calling him dad because he doesn't look any different. No bigger, no deeper of voice, like even the dad don't look no different. So I'm just like, and then his mom, is his mom really his mom? Or is that the dude's girlfriend? And he calls her mom.
Well, where would the grandfather fit into this then? Because the builder is supposed to be his grandfather. That's his family. That's the whole reason why we met these random ass people is because
that
he's
is
supposed to be with him. So
maybe they like to take in people. Maybe this all started with the grandfather taking in a girl who got pregnant by somebody else, had Inari, and now they've adopted. Now Inari has the adoption gene of adopting this dad of his.
Who knows? Because the story is so random. And what's the moral? Because they're like, oh, be strong. My dad was so strong. And like, Inari's angsty because he's weak, but like, you're 6.
Mm-hmm. You're supposed to still be weak.
So are we supposed to be teaching children, like, even if it's stupid and risky and you might die, hey,
do it. I don't know.
Be strong. Do it.
I guess living in an era where there's ninjas, like, yeah. I guess.
But this kid's not a ninja. It'd be different if it was Naruto, who is a ninja.
No, but I'm saying living in a world where there are ninjas, if you're like that, you should get strong to become a ninja type of thing. That's why I say that, because I'm like, okay, I mean, I guess it does make sense. It would be stupid in our world, in real life. But, like, in their world, I guess, yeah. But he still doesn't do anything to change that, so that's why I'm just, like, annoyed by it. I'm like, why?
It was just unneeded. It
was unneeded. Like, if you're actually not going to train and try to, and you're going to sit there and just cry every single time you're weak about something, get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah. And then Naruto falls in love with a boy in the woods.
Oh, he got the hots for that girl.
It's like, he prettier than Sakura.
Like, my thing is, you didn't see that this woman, man, child in the woods has a certain voice that is more masculine than it is feminine. And then his body is just very, like, you know what I mean? Because this boy looks like he's tall enough to be, or old enough to be developed in areas. You ain't see none of that? You see it in your sexy jutsu when you over there got the clouds around her titties and ass.
That's so true.
But, like, you don't notice that this is not a girl. And you think it's a girl?
Naruto's slow. We know this. Or I guess we come to learn this. No, I think by this point we know this.
Did you know who that person was? When you first saw them, did you know who that was? Because I had an idea.
I did because when I think didn't we see his face already when he goes and saves Zabuza?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I don't remember my first or second time watching this.
If we saw, I don't remember. Yeah, when we saw his.
If
face.
we didn't see, I had my thoughts of who that was.
But I definitely didn't know until it was revealed.
I didn't.
Like,
it wasn't
until I saw his
concrete.
face the
Yeah,
first
it wasn't
time,
like concrete until like you realize again, like, obviously they wouldn't add another fucking character on top of the fact that we already have the mask person, Zabuza, Team 7 with Kakashi, Inari and his angsty ass dad and his family. Like, that's too many people. I kind of figure, I'm like, they're not about
The
to add
billionaire.
The billionaire, you
gang.
already added like 20 people and it's not even halfway through the damn season. I'm
Right,
like,
so speaking of that, let's fucking fast forward to the fucking bridge part. The best part, anyway. So.
Yes. I think, yeah. I will say Zabuza bridge arc was not my favorite for obvious reasons. I didn't enjoy it as much until we got to the bridge part.
This was definitely the best part.
Yeah, it was. I know it was all to set up the story because it is the first 20 episodes, but I was just like, all right.
Which I kept forgetting. That is only 20 episodes.
Yeah.
Like, usually when I watch an anime, I give it about 10 episodes for me to, like, be hooked, to be interested,
I wanted to see where it was going before it got to the bridge arc because I was like, I know this is not about to be the whole season. I know there's got to be something coming along, so that's why I kept watching it the very first time I watched it. So
yeah, like by the time you get to episode 20, it's like the bridge arc wrapping up, and so for that to be like such a big arc that happens in the first 20 episodes, like that, I mean, that was a great way to reel you in. It's like it ends and you're like, oh, okay, like. I'm ready to see what's next. Like, what else are they going to do? If this is the first thing they do, it's already such a huge dramatic arc. Like, I feel like that's, like, a good sign.
What I want to talk about this specific scene, is how you pan out. It's like a zoomed out scene where it's Sasuke fighting the mask person, the mask boy. And then you have...
His name we find out is Haku.
Haku, that's right. And then Sakura and I think Akashi are right next to each other, but they're farther away from them. This scene is so funny to me because they're like, wow, they're really getting at it. And from that, like, scene, all you see is them, like, your hand.
Okay.
They're like...
Little jump kicks.
It's all slow-mo. And then when you actually get into the fight, it's like... I'm like, oh, shit! It's so different, and it's just so funny because it transitions from that to that like this, and I was dying, Nia.
You know, one of these, like, Naruto's like one of those shows that you'd appreciate because obviously it's older and it doesn't have the new gen animation like AOT or My Hero. I guess that would be like another modern Shonen Jump would be My Hero, I guess. Yeah, so
modern
right.
More modern.
It has that animation, its style,
JJK
and JJK and things
Demon.
like that. That they rely more on animation. Not saying that they don't have great fight scenes and great choreography, but like when you watch Naruto, like since they don't have the animation, they focus a lot on
and they'll make a fight be like 3 episodes long.
Yeah,
as opposed to like AOT, the fight will last, but it won't last. One fight won't last a whole 3 episodes. Like, that's not the only thing you're seeing in those 3 episodes. Right. You're gonna see other things that are happening while that fight's going on.
Or, like, in Demon Slayer, this past season, the whole season was leading up to, like, one fight. So it took a whole season for you to watch one fight, where, like, we're 20 episodes in here, and we've seen them fight, like, 3-4 times already, you know what I mean? That's one fight, one whole season, versus 1,000 fights in one season. In 20 episodes, right. Yeah. So, in 20 episodes, I think is, like, well, I guess it's about the same length, so... Yeah, but the bridge arc is like so many things. I love this part because so many things are happening at the same time because
Anari's getting the village.
They're kind of split up. Yeah. So
Anari's getting the village because his mom got like kidnapped or whatever. And Naruto comes to rescue him, and he's like, "How'd you know?" I don't remember how he knew
because he woke up late, so he's trying to catch up to them, and he goes through the forest and he sees like.
He sees something.
Slashes, like clearly someone was practicing like there's dead animals,
and it led all the way to Inari's house or whatever. And then, so you have and then eventually Inari like builds up the courage, grows some balls, his balls drop, and he goes to go get the village of pussies is what I call them because like they're like we're not helping you, and I'm like all right, you don't want this bridge to be built, you're just gonna be a poor lonely village that's gonna die in a couple years because you don't have this bridge, and then you have. Obviously, Sasuke fighting the mirror Haku boy, and then Zabuza.
And Kakashi.
What's Zabuza? Zabuza's fighting Kakashi at the time. Yeah.
And Sakura's just.
In
since
there.
we have to mention her.
Yeah. She's the rain girl. No, like, seriously.
Watching the Bridge Builder. Like, she could have stayed home and watched the Bridge Builder. Why bring him out?
Right, and they're all like, watching it all happen. I'm like
he's in danger. If you're supposed to be keeping him
I was gonna
safe from
say, he's
ninjas,
letting
like,
die.
keep his ass, like,
These are the
locked
two
up.
people that are trying to kill him. Take him somewhere
Right.
else.
But I guess, like, they were going to guard him while he was building, and when they showed up,
They should have left.
they showed up to... Right, I know.
They should have
But
left.
they
at that
showed up
point.
to the whole crew being jumped.
Still,
They was waiting for his ass.
turn right the fuck back around and go home. Or go somewhere else because clearly your house is compromised now that your daughter is gone and Inari is crying. I don't know.
So once again, it's like, what was Inari supposed to do? He was supposed to save his mother from these thugs? Like, he's crying about being weak. You're 6. Of course you're weak.
Yeah.
What would you have done?
If Naruto had not come, that woman would have been dead. Inari would have been also dead.
My favorite part of this scene was when Naruto finally saves them and Inari's like, oh my gosh, you were just like a ninja. And Naruto's like, I am a ninja. And then they just start busting out laughing. And the camera zooms out and his mom is still unconscious on the ground. Like, no one was like...
You were just crying about her.
like, no one's like, hey, check and see if she's okay.
Is
like,
she breathing?
She's like, you know, are you all right? You know, you shake people awake. No, they're dying laughing over her unconscious body. It's so funny to me.
Cackling.
And then he leaves to go meet up. Still doesn't check if she's okay.
No.
Leaves. to
Like,
go
what is
meet up.
Inari supposed to do? Inari's 6. We keep mentioning he's 6. His mom is at least 20-something.
How is he gonna drag her dead weight ass body back home?
He just left him on the dock.
Who was going? And then at this point, wait. Inari. At that point, Inari goes to get the villagers.
He left his mom on the dock.
He must have.
Or did he go get his ghost of a father to come carry her ass back home? Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
just imagine, my mom's at the dock. Help! Fuck you. Like,
We already told you about this, Inari.
right. We're not helping. Your dad's dead. We understand.
You'll never be like him.
Didn't you learn? Didn't you? They killed him like he was Jesus on the fucking crucifix.
Oh my
It
gosh.
was so funny.
Well, one thing that really pissed me off about the bridge arc, and I'm kind of like jumping it, like, basically to the very end, was Haku sacrificing himself.
It's another point of this relationship that I'm not okay with.
Because
why?
at that point he recalls like his entire life with
Yeah.
Zabuza,
Because him
and it
and
still
Naruto
doesn't make
have
any
that
sense.
talk about, you know, he asked Naruto if he has someone precious in his life, and Naruto's like, I don't know what you're talking about, and Haku's talking about Zabuza, so he's talking about how he does all of this just for Zabuza's sake.
But then like
He
you
has
look
no
at,
dreams, no passion, but to please Zabuza.
but then you look at, like, while you're looking back at the flashbacks of like what Zabuza has done, it's like you didn't see the signs that he does not give a fuck about you. So it's like, Haku, why?
And then it's like, just seeing how he was and how he is now, it's like, how'd you end up this way?
Yeah. I don't know. But he still sacrifices himself for Zabuza. Zabuza gets one-upped by a bunch of dogs. Sasuke dies for a little bit.
Basically. I mean, but like, one thing about this fight that I guess we didn't bring up is the symmetry. Like, I guess there really wasn't much for Naruto. I mean, Naruto and Inari have a symmetry because they're supposed to have, like, the, you know, dead parents, knows how it feels to be weak, sob story, in, you know,
I'm drawing a blank, I don't know.
in common. There we go. In common.
Sorry.
I
I didn't come to the rest
it's
of
okay.
it.
I know. I'm like, what?
I'm not Naruto.
Easy word. No, yeah, but and then Kakashi and Zabuza because they're both Jonin who are
And they
supposed to
look
be
the
elite
exact
level.
same.
And I realized this. Why do they have the same? Why is their character design so similar? The mask that covers all the way up to the eye, the other mask that covers
There's
the
one
other eye. Like what? Both of them walk around like this coincidentally.
The fact that they run into the same
The hair.
their doppelganger.
Right, like they wear their headband the same way,
way.
their hair spiky the same way.
I don't know.
I didn't realize that until rewatching it.
I didn't understand why there would be a parallel with them two because I mean, it would make sense if Haku and Naruto had more of a parallel, and I think they kind of do in a way, but Naruto has more of the parallels with Inari.
Yeah.
So it's really confusing why Naruto is supposed to have 2 parallels and then Kakashi only has 1.
I think that
It makes sense to put Naruto and Haku at the same and then Kakashi and Zabuza at the same because because one side's evil, one side's good, basically. And Naruto is being brought up by Kakashi right now. Zabuza was bringing up Haku this entire time. So they do fit.
Yeah.
But I don't think Naruto and Haku fit.
I think
like a Nari and Naruto.
Yeah, or like Sasuke and Haku, because like it's like clearly they're supposed to fit perfectly because they both have Kekkei Genkais, which is like a special trait that
there's a lot of parallels that don't go
like why?
Yeah.
You know, it's like I get it, I see what you did, but like why did you do it?
Yeah.
So
like who's supposed to be the 100% parallel with Haku? Because there has to be somebody.
It's Sasuke.
Is it really?
It is Sasuke. That's why the main person he fights is Sasuke. He doesn't really fight Naruto.
But
he fights Sasuke. And the whole time they're fighting, Kakashi and Zabuza are going on and on about how great both of them are because they have Kekkei Genkais and how Haku's never lost a fight before. Mm-hmm. And Sasuke, Kakashi's like, well, this is the last Uchiha. You don't even know what you're dealing with. Like,
just bragging rights.
Like he also has a Kekkei Genkai. Like, whatever. But
Kekkei
at this point, it's like
versus
Kekkei
Genkai.
Showdown. But really, it's like bias because you know who's gonna win. Mm-hmm. Because if Haku's never lost and he has all this experience, and meanwhile this is like Sasuke's first real life or death fight, you know, you kind of see it. Like it's supposed to be like an equal thing, but like you know who's gonna win.
Did you think that Sasuke actually died?
I did.
Even though you just said what you said?
How you could tell that he wasn't gonna win?
Oh, you thought Sasuke wasn't gonna win?
Yeah,
just because. What I just said? Oh, I was thinking about something before you said that because you said, "Oh, you already knew how this was gonna go." I thought you meant by you knew that Sasuke was gonna win.
Oh no, because technically Sasuke doesn't win.
No, he doesn't.
So, but you can tell he's not gonna win.
Yeah,
he doesn't have the same.
But did you think he was gonna die?
I mean, once he died, yes. I didn't think so at the beginning of the fight. But
you
like,
just thought he was gonna lose.
Yeah,
to
but
get
like once
injured
he
to the
died,
point where he almost
I was like,
dies.
damn. You know, at this point, I'm like, damn. I noticed the show was like this. People dying, people getting cut in half, people slaughtering their friends in ninja school. So like, I didn't know what to expect at this point. I'm like, damn, did they really kill his friend? Is this supposed to be motivation? Because when that happens, he immediately snaps.
It's another moment for me, just like when Kakashi got cut in half. But I was like, there's no way. I was like, he's supposed to be his rival.
Well, you don't know this at this point. No one outright said they were rivals.
At that point in my life that I watched Naruto, I knew that shit.
Well, you assumed it, but you could have been wrong. Because no one said it.
The fact that Shippuden and all those other shows were out and Sasuke was still alive.
Okay, well, that doesn't count.
I mean, based off of what I already knew, I was
okay.
How? I was like, y'all just kill him, but like, he's supposed to be here. What are y'all doing?
Well, that's cheating. Obviously,
it's not me purposely cheating,
but
I can't help it.
Dead if you've been seeing it. I know, but anyway. It could have been a thing where, like, they had to bring him back to life, like the Vampire Diaries. People die every fucking
But I was
season.
like, it's Naruto. It's about Naruto, not bringing Sasuke's ass back. This is not freaking, Arrow. Or whatever the freak that show's called.
I didn't watch it. I don't know.
I watched it. It ends up being stupid. Don't watch it.
I made the right choice then.
You did.
But, because I had no intentions of watching it. But, yeah, so Naruto snaps, and the Ninetales comes out. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite moments. My other favorite moment is what happens in Kakashi's fight. But this is one of my favorite moments in these 20 episodes, is when the fox comes out. And Kakashi's like, oh shit. I totally forgot. We had a fucking psychopathic fox on.
It's like, is it a good oh shit or is it a bad oh
right.
shit?
He's like, I'm in the middle of this fight. Like, do I go get the fucking monster that's about to break out, or do I continue fighting this rogue ninja?
Because it's like,
what do I do?
Naruto is strong enough that I feel like he can contain this, but at the same time, this is the Nine-Tailed Fox we're talking about.
And at this point, we don't know much about the Nine-Tailed Fox besides everybody else's reaction. So the way everybody reacts about it kind of tells you.
And we get like a backstory of what it looked like.
Yeah, that's you. Yeah. And,
So it's
and
like
it
you're
destroyed-
scared as
and,
fuck.
and it destroyed the village.
Yeah, you're scared as shit, so obviously you don't want that thing coming
Right.
out.
And it killed. We know that it killed the last Hokage
Mhm.
that put it in Naruto. That's how strong it is.
Mhm.
So this is not a good thing if,
Yeah.
if it's coming out. So
Yeah.
Kakashi's over here freaking out. He can't catch a break. He brought these kids out the village for the first time.
Honestly,
One
you would have
time.
thought that Kakashi would have retired as soon as I got back to the village,
Like,
just
I'm
because,
done with
just
this
because
shit.
of these kids.
Because this is his first
and
group
it's-
too.
And this is not even. What do you mean?
Because he failed everyone else.
Oh, that is true. That is his first.
So this is his first time out the village with a group. And it's nothing but
It's
fuck ups.
everybody's first time.
It's nothing but fuck ups.
I didn't even put two and two together. The fact that he failed people, so he wouldn't be able to leave the village with other people.
Mm-hmm. He's been solo this whole time. A solo ninja this whole time. So he's just like, what the fuck? Now I gotta watch these kids.
No, like for real, he would like. I'm surprised now that you say that. I really do feel like I'm surprised that he didn't just retire when he got back, because he's like, I had no idea what I was putting myself through.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know if it's every group that was gonna be like this, or it's just them
My
that's
group.
like that.
Yeah.
But I don't want to deal with it regardless of what it is.
No, seriously. But
And then your second favorite.
well, I didn't finish my first favorite yet because
Oh.
Naruto, he turns into the Nine Tails and then it looks like he's about to kill Haku. Like he
Mhm.
completely snaps.
Mhm.
So I guess this is another defining moment
Mhm.
because obviously he doesn't kill Haku.
Mhm.
And like, you know, they're just talking about like, you know, what it means to be a shinobi, what it means to be a ninja,
Mhm.
like your friends and your comrades, they die, blah blah
Mhm.
blah. So it's like, is Naruto gonna be a ninja and kill Haku, or is Naruto gonna be a hero that he's been barking on about? And clearly he chose to be a hero because he didn't kill him.
Yeah.
Anyway, but despite the fact that Naruto decides not to heal him,
He
he
ends up dying anyway.
gets died anyway
By
in my
Kakashi's
second
hands.
favorite moment of the season, which not Haku dying necessarily,
Mhm.
but Kakashi's Chidori,
Mhm.
which was so dope.
Mhm.
Another moment that gave me chills because you're just like, what the fuck? Like it's like as this show's going on, it's just getting cool. It's like, wait, like what is
Your
all
favorite
of this?
part wasn't the dogs. Your favorite part wasn't the dogs attacking him.
Was that your favorite part?
No. I was just thought that like, I mean, the dogs. He got fucking.
I mean, it's cool that he has a pack of dogs.
I think it's funny that they're just regular ass dogs.
like a pug.
A pug, a bulldog, like a husky, a little what is it? A terrier.
I really don't know dogs well. I just
They're
recognize
like
the
little
pug.
yappy ones.
I just recognize the pug.
But either way, it's just like they're not wolves. They're actual dogs. Where these dogs come
They're not
from?
foxes.
Right? Are they manifested?
Where do they come from?
Are they manifested out of something, or are they actual dogs that he summoned?
right? So
Like I don't know.
I was gonna say, like, we didn't even talk about his fight yet. Like, this whole fight, once again, is Zabuza's thinking he's one step ahead of Kakashi. He's like, oh, I saw your Sharingan already. What you gonna do now? Like,
Just because I have a shotgun doesn't mean that that's my only thing.
you've been going on and on and on about how you know so much about Kakashi from your village. How much you've heard about him.
You've heard. Keyword.
You've heard from your village. That seems like it's on the other side of the freaking world.
Those are tall tales at this point.
You thought just this. You thought all
You
those
didn't hear
stories
it.
came from him being able to do that one thing.
You heard these stories from your village, not his village. They're tall tales. And you believed them.
But the fact that you're even hearing stories of a ninja from the other side of the world should tell you that they ain't nothing to be fucked with.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't one think
And
that?
it's not just the shotgun gun.
It's
There's
not
some-
like they have internet. He's not a celebrity. Like, they are hearing this.
Don't even know how they know it.
Like, exactly. Like, you know people are talking about Kakashi if they hear about Kakashi. No internet, no phones.
And you thought that
They
after
sent a
hearing,
raven about Kakashi.
and you thought that hearing all of that,
that one move was all he had.
that one move is what he did to defeat all those people. Even though probably some of the things that you heard made no sense that the Sharingan would have done it. But anyway, you still are like, you know what? I can one-up him. Even though I've never seen this man or seen him do anything.
Anything.
I'm gonna... Full of himself. Full of himself.
And Kakashi one-ups him twice. The dogs.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see... He didn't summon any animals.
He got his arms ripped off.
And then the Chidori.
Kakashi summoned. He got desummoned. Or the opposite of summoning.
Yeah. And then Kakashi's Chidori. It's like, what were you gonna do, Zabuza? Like, he had so many things that he used on you that was not his.
Zabuza didn't even know what to do at that point when the Chidori was coming at him. He was like,
He was just gonna stab it and take it out. All you have are your water clones
that's it.
and your mist. That's
It's
all I
water.
saw Zabuza do.
It's water.
That's literally all he did.
That's not gonna do anything.
Yeah.
At least the mirror trick that Haku did would have been a little bit harder
Yeah.
for Kakashi than your water clones. I can drink them. Free water.
But speaking of the water clones, it was a perfect match for Sasuke because of the fact that he has the Sharingan, which he awakens during their fight. So much happens during this fight. Like, we see the Nine Tails, we see the Sharingan, we see the Chidori. Like, clearly this is like a foundation for what's to come. Like, these kids ain't nothing to fuck with. Basically.
Right. It's the I mean, these kids, only 2 of the 3. It's the stepping stones to figuring out how everybody is.
Yeah.
Because not much changes for one of them.
Yeah, that's a fact. Like, for any of them, honestly, like, they all pretty much stay like this. Like,
I meant that as in like a negative way.
No, yeah, I know. But like, honestly, like, but once I thought about it, I'm like, wait a minute, like, this kind of does set the path for all 3 of them. Like, they.
But I'm saying not much changes
lame.
for that one.
Yeah.
Everybody elevates. She just. You can fight us on it though.
Please do.
On Sakura being amazing or not amazing, fight us on it.
I mean,
I will set up. You can email us, and I will set up an appointment where to go to fight you.
As of right now, she's not being annoying, but she's also not she's
not doing anything. Yeah. When I was watching this, I realized I was like, she's not annoying. Like like you said, she's not bothering me. I think I'm more. If she is bothering me, she's only bothering me because I know who she is,
right?
And I know that she doesn't.
Expectations.
Yeah, I don't have any expectations of her. So like, it bothered me that in this season, I'm like, God, like, she doesn't get shown enough, and I just know that she's not doing anything, and that she can't do anything, and that she won't do anything.
That's why there's no need to show her. Why show her do nothing?
Exactly. Only thing that she did was she did help Naruto learn about his chakra. That's like that's it. But like, that's not like a major battle where it really counts.
Right, yeah.
It'll count in the future, but like
he needs this skill.
He needs this skill, but at the same time, it's like you get that bond with a character when they like fight in a battle together, or they help each other in a battle together, and that's what
like Naruto and Sasuke. Like, to me, what was hilarious is like, as Sasuke is about to die and he's having these flashbacks with him and Naruto, like one of the
finally loving Sasuke at that point.
This finally the standout moment is, or not finally, but like the standout moment in his memory is when him and Naruto accidentally kiss. Why? And it's so funny because also in this moment, like, you know, they're like, they've been at odds like this whole time, like. You know, they kind of remind me of like brothers, like just bickering all the time. But like you said, we find out Sasuke's true feelings for Naruto and how shocked Naruto is about this. You know what I mean? And so like,
I would expect
establishment of their friendship.
But
we already saw before where Sasuke stands up for Naruto. Like, he's like the only one who does.
Like, it's just like when a girl picks on a boy, or vice versa as a little kid, like, they're fond of them. So, like, Sasuke being that way to Naruto makes sense. I expected him to actually, like him, but not want to like him.
Right.
For obvious reasons. Like, he's arrogant, he's annoying, he's loud. Sasuke is the complete opposite of that. And the fact that, like, he knows that he's strong. He sees the potential in him, and he wants to basically stay strong like Naruto, even though Naruto may not think that he's really that strong.
Right.
Sasuke
right now
knows
he's
it.
working to prove himself. So, whereas
it's like Yuno and Asta. Like, they're both powerful, but like, obviously Asta doesn't think he's as powerful as Yuno, but Asta is just as powerful as Yuno.
But Yuno's like, no, I know, yet you're my rival. Like,
yeah, and I need to keep getting above you because you're on my level.
Exactly.
Same with Sasuke and Naruto. You're on my level, but Naruto doesn't think that he's on his level, but they are. They're amazing. And
that actually mindset totally affects their friendship, like, from the show. Like, that disconnect there is like a staple. It's a thing to remember.
A thing to remember.
Yeah.
Take notes.
Nothing else really happened except for Zabuza's dramatic death with Haku.
and trying to kill the CEO or whatever with just a knife in his mouth.
No arms.
Yeah, he's like, if I'm going down, I'm taking you with me. I'm like, how? You can't grab him.
I know. I like that scene too. Once again, savage.
Yep.
So far, I'm like, okay, I really like how the show's going. Like, we got a homeboy fighting with his mouth because his arms no longer work because they were sliced.
Right?
Savage as
Savage. Sasuke is about to commit suicide.
hell.
There's a man-woman child.
Sasuke almost gets killed.
Right? Kakashi almost gets killed.
Naruto about to get revenge.
Like, there's a lot.
There's a lot going on for these 13-year-olds.
It's only gonna get better in the next episodes. I can't wait.
I
for the
can't
next
wait,
one.
honestly. Like, it's so
The
hard
next,
to,
the
like...
next one is my favorite.
It's so hard to, like, keep, like, not talk too much because so many things connect. And then, like, you have the flashbacks. Like, oh, my God. That's another thing about the show is how dramatic it
How
is
many
with, like,
flashbacks
the
there are.
cinematography, like, the camera angles when stuff happens and stuff. I honestly love it because, like, they don't do shows like this anymore. Like, when you're watching it, you realize shows today aren't as dramatic as these old ones were.
Nope, it's straightforward. It's still funny. They're still good, but they're not as dramatic.
Yeah,
as
no,
this.
they're definitely still captivating.
They don't have people like an Ari. Angsty 6-year-old.
Or, like,
turned
you know,
teenager.
the backstories with, like, the world's smallest violin playing in the background, and it's, like, your whole... My parents tried to kill each other and then tried to kill me, and then I was on the streets and I lived off of drinking snow.
Like that one girl off of, oh my gosh, I was just watching... Dazai.
Oh,
that
yeah.
one girl from that. From Bungo Stray Dogs.
It's, like, just, like, the stories are so far-fetched, so dramatic. I love it. And then you have the flashbacks, which I guess are super important because, like, you realize you really do need... I mean, it's been 20 episodes, and you really do need to remember all
You need
this
a lot
stuff.
of... Yeah. Because it will come back in, like, 5 seasons.
In, like, 10 seasons. Don't ever forget it.
And you're like, oh,
Don't
shit.
ever forget this arc. Like, you will need it forever.
Zabuza will come back. And this
Anytime
time he'll
you
have
see
forms.
Naruto, you're gonna have this random flashback
Yep.
of Haku and Zabuza. So
Yep.
make sure you remember who it is. But yeah, I like how the show does that. Like, just keeps you engaged. But like you said, it is for like 13-year-olds. So I guess they have to do that.
Yep.
When I was watching, I remember watching it like for the first time, and like just for myself, I'm like super annoyed by all these damn flashbacks. Like, this just happened in the last episode.
Like, why
Earlier
do I need to know?
in this episode.
If these things happen a week from now, I don't think that I need that much of a flashback.
I remember it.
Yeah, it's not like it was months ago.
Right,
like
2 seasons ago.
2 seasons ago. It's
This
literally
is the last episode. Last release. It was
Back to
10
back.
minutes earlier in this episode.
yes. Leave me alone. I get it.
I get it. I have to know it.
Good grief! Can 13-year-olds not process like information that quick?
Right,
And,
like,
keep
remember
it?
this! Remember this!
It's gonna be on the test. It's gonna be on the test. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, so because of that, it's so hard not to jump ahead. Like, you want to be like, explain the Sharingan, and then it's like, oh, we don't know that much about the Sharingan yet. And then like,
Yeah.
your friend
You can
explain
only
the
tell-
Nine Tails. You're
I
like,
can only
oh,
tell you what I
don't that
know
much about the
from
Nine
this-
Tails. Yeah.
So we'll know more in the next episode.
Hey, we've got a 200 episode journey.
Yes, 200 plus.
200 plus. That's just for part 1 Naruto.
Yeah,
That's just for part 1. It's kind of crazy.
it is. You would think that it'd
We're
be
gonna
like,
have to change the name of this show to a whole lot of Naruto.
we're not doing that.
Might as well. So this is gonna be just Naruto for the next 2 years.
If you do that, I'm leaving. We ain't changing it. We whole lot of Baka in here.
It was a joke.
Whole lot of Baka.
A lot of what? I couldn't hear you.
All right.
Peace. Yeah, peace. See you next week.
Well, that's a wrap on this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed our discussion on Naruto, and we hope you come back next Wednesday. Next episode, we'll discuss Promise Neverland Season 2.
Don't forget to connect with us at bakanasu@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and of course this podcast at Whole Lotta Baka. Info in the show notes below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Bye!